My ideas come just from my own little brain. You gotta be willing to promote yourself. Well, of course I've been doing that for years with all this shit in my yard. What do you call that? Well, I started painting probably in the middle 80s, and then I really picked up the pace when I went to college at UCCS. I worked for the physical plant, and I painted pretty much the whole university for the 7 years I was there. And after I graduated, I just kept going because it allowed me the freedom to do what I wanted to do with art. I do work alone. It's just me. I do all the work. And it's sort of meditative for me, and I like the process of doing it correctly, seeing how fast I can get it done, and pleasing the customer. It's all about pleasing the customer and getting referrals. I don't make a lot of money, but I make enough to support my lifestyle, so I can pursue the art thing. I went back to college. I didn't know what I was going to major in. I started with music. I played the violin, and there was a woman I was kind of sweet on, and she said, "Why don't you take this class? You got an elective. It's a sculpting class." So in pursuit of her, I took this class. And my professor, Louis Cicatello, who was chair of the department at the time, he inspired me. I remember one thing he said, go big, always go big. Well, I took that to heart. I like doing big stuff. It was after I graduated and was here at the house one day, and I thought that it would be a good idea to make a 10 or 12-foot lizard and put it on the front of my house. I got a hold of a bunch of foam from across the street. They were throwing it out, and I carved this lizard, and then I fiberglass it from a process I'd learned from another guy on a big piece I did for the Gold Kings hockey team. And I put it on my house, and that's when I started doing all these things you see in my yard. So far, so good. Everybody's loved it. All the neighbors. This is the only place in town you can probably get away with that. My neighbors were real cool about it, and especially when they saw I wasn't going to stop. People pull over, and they walk by, and we have conversations about how I made it and what does it all mean, and that. It's just fun. It's just fun. I've had good reactions. The press has come by a couple times, a couple write-ups in the paper. I got Best Yard Art in 2005 for the Gazette and the Independent. I created my own gallery because I can't put a 9-foot chicken in a gallery. I like the irony of a chicken made out of chicken wire. For some reason that inspired me. So I spent about a month, or maybe 2 months, creating this thing. It's got 2,000 square feet of chicken wire in it. And I didn't make the show, but now I have the chicken. And it's for sale. I love baseball. I love baseball, and I made a couple of small baseball sculptures. And one that I made, I liked in particular, a guy pitching. I called the Pitching Man. So in my studio last winter, I thought it'd be a good idea to make one. So I made a big one, and then what am I going to do with it? Well, I stuck it in the yard. And I've gotten some good feedback on that, but I haven't sold it yet. I do love baseball, though. A lot of dashed hopes and dreams from childhood, I guess. The piece entitled "He's Going 9 for America," it's Jesus throwing a baseball. He's throwing a baseball for America. And I don't know, it just hit me one day that Jesus has been done so many times in so many ways. The Catholics have done them, everybody's done them, they've painted him, they've had him washing people's feet, they've had him on the cross, but I was hoping nobody had ever done a Jesus playing baseball. So I wanted to see what it would look like, and a lot of the stuff I make, I don't know exactly what it's going to look like when I start. I made the chicken wire, the basic shape of the body, the shoulders, the arms and such. Then I got a huge blanket and pretty much dressed it. The baseball glove is made out of cardboard. The face is made out of clay. The hair is made out of rope. I use whatever I have on hand or whatever I need, and then I fiberglass the whole thing. With fiberglass, it doesn't really matter what's underneath it. Once it's on there and thick enough, it's solid. I do love the country. It allows me to do crazy stuff like this. Nobody's after me. And we are a Christian country, although I'm not very religious. And actually, I was kind of hoping to spur interest from both sides, the right and the left, maybe piss some people off. But as it turns out, people like it. I thought that the religious people might dislike it, and then I could give my pitch for it and also give my pitch for another commission. So I like the piece. I think it's the best thing I've ever done.